My name's Derek, I'm 36 now, and this began 6 years ago with the worst decision I ever made, falling in love with someone who never truly loved me back. Her name was Celeste. We met at a friend's engagement party. She was captivating, elegant, successful, and completely in control of every room she entered. I, on the other hand, was just a regular guy trying to grow a small architecture firm. I wasn't flashy, but I was committed and deeply infatuated. We dated for about a year. The entire relationship felt like I was constantly being evaluated, like I was always auditioning for a role in her life. Still, I thought if I just kept trying, if I just loved her well enough, I'd earn her heart. So, when I asked her to marry me and she said yes, I thought I had finally made it. But I couldn't have been more wrong. 3 months into the marriage, after the wedding chaos settled, I joked that I could finally breathe. She looked me straight in the eye and said, "Don't get too comfortable. This is temporary unless you keep impressing me." I laughed, thinking she was teasing. She wasn't. That moment hit hard. I realized she didn't see me as her life partner, just a safe choice until something better showed up. From then on, I was always performing. Missing a compliment on her outfit meant I didn't care. Failing to make reservations at the trendiest restaurants meant I was slacking. And she always, brought up her ex, Malik. Malik, who was supposedly more fun, more daring, more everything. She mentioned him so often that he became this looming presence in our marriage. One night while we lay in bed, she casually said, "If Malik had been ready to settle down, I'd probably be with him instead." I stared at the ceiling, numb, and like I always did, I said nothing. Then came the night that shifted everything. She went out with her friends and got home late, passed out on the couch. Her phone was on the kitchen counter. I'm not the type to snoop, but something just felt off. So I looked. There were texts between her and a friend, excited about Malik being back in town, single and doing well. She was clearly eager to reconnect. But one message destroyed whatever hope I had left. "Derek's fine, but let's be honest, he was always my safety net. Malik's the spark. I'm just waiting for the right time to switch." I was a fallback plan, a placeholder until her ideal man circled back. That night, I didn't confront her. No fight, no tears, just cold silence. I began planning my exit. Slowly, over the course of a month, I opened a new bank account, signed a lease on a small furnished apartment, and moved my essentials out bit by bit. I didn't want revenge or chaos, I just wanted to reclaim my life. Then, one Tuesday morning while she was out with her influencer circle, I walked out. I left a note on the kitchen table. It simply read, "You were waiting for something better. So I gave you what you wanted, freedom. Please don't contact me." I turned off my phone, locked the door, and walked away without looking back. At first, she blew up my phone, calling and messaging non-stop. She was furious, called me dramatic, accused me of abandoning our marriage over what she called a simple misunderstanding. Then came the flood. Tearful voicemails, long-winded emails, desperate messages. Eventually, silence. 2 months passed before she suddenly appeared at my office. But the woman who stood before me barely resembled the Celeste I had once known. Her confidence had vanished. Her once pristine appearance gave way to tangled hair, dark circles beneath weary eyes, and a defeated slump in her posture. She admitted Malik wasn't looking for anything serious. She said he called me too high maintenance, and then she muttered something like, "I should have appreciated the man who actually showed up for me." I let her talk. I listened without a word. When she finished, I stood up and calmly said, "You should have kept being impressed by me. Now, you won't get another chance." I walked her to the door, opened it, watched her leave, and closed it gently behind her, for the last time. After reconnecting with Malik, he disappeared within weeks. Her friends started pulling away too, tired of being used as pawns in her self-centered climb. Her once polished image unraveled. Meanwhile, I found my stride. Landed the most significant contract of my career. Traveled. Focused on myself, something I hadn't done in years. Then I met Jasmine. She didn't need to be dazzled. She loved who I was without all the extras. We're taking things slowly, but already, it feels more honest than anything I had with Celeste. Celeste thought she was trading up. She assumed I'd always be there, waiting in the wings, ready to pick up the pieces. But when you treat someone like a placeholder, don't be surprised when they walk away for good. And when they go, they don't make a scene. They just leave, quietly, and lock the door behind them. After that day, I cut all contact. No texts. No calls. I ignored her half-hearted pleas for closure. But 3 weeks later, I was served with court papers. Celeste had officially filed for divorce, and on top of that, she was demanding alimony, half of my business, and the house I had purchased years before we'd even met. She claimed she had sacrificed her lifestyle to support mine, that she was crucial to my professional growth and network. The truth? She never lifted a finger for my business. Didn't attend a single event. Couldn't even name one of my top clients. Her lawyer still filed the claims like it was gospel. So I didn't play nice. I hired the best, Cynthia Graves, a razor-sharp attorney with a reputation for dismantling even the most complex cases. After reading through the claims, she smirked. "We're not just going to defend," she said. "We're going to expose everything." We requested everything: bank statements, texts, social media activity. And that's when karma showed up, with receipts in hand. Turns out, Celeste had been quietly moving money into a separate account during our marriage. Lavish shopping trips, secret getaways to Miami, and one so-called girls' weekend in Vegas that turned out to be a romantic escape, with Malik. Even worse, she'd attempted to use my house as collateral for a private loan after I left. She had forged my signature on a bank document. That was it. We had her. Fraud on top of everything else. The mask she wore so well finally cracked. And this time, there was no one left to hide behind. The moment Cynthia brought the discovery to court, the entire situation shifted. Celeste's attorney immediately tried to change course, requesting mediation. Cynthia refused. She wanted everything documented and on the record. Celeste arrived in court as if on stage, dressed to impress, emotions carefully staged, tears ready to fall. She claimed to be heartbroken, blindsided by what she described as my abandonment, and insisted she had sacrificed her career dreams for the sake of our marriage. Cynthia remained composed. First, she presented photos from the Vegas getaway. Then came the receipts from Miami. Then, most damning of all, the text messages. In them, Celeste called me a backup plan, someone she was keeping around until Malik decided to commit again. The courtroom fell silent. The judge turned to Celeste and asked directly if the messages were authentic. She tried to dodge the question, but the damage was done. The judge called a recess. Her lawyer approached us again, hoping for a deal. We said no. When the final ruling was handed down, the outcome was clear: no alimony, no share in my business, no rights to the house, and a fraud note added to the official court record. The judge didn't mince words. On the record, he told her, "You treated this marriage like an audition without ever intending to take the role seriously. Actions have consequences." I left the courtroom with everything I had come in with, and something more important: peace of mind. Afterward, Celeste's life began to unravel. Malik cut off all contact. Word about the trial spread quickly. Her circle of so-called friends began to disappear, unwilling to be linked to someone who tried to drain her husband while chasing after an old flame. She tried to revive her online persona, but it didn't catch on. She posted cryptic quotes about releasing negativity and embracing growth, but the comments weren't kind. People had seen through the act. Months later, she sent me a letter, apologized for losing sight of what was important, claimed she'd forgotten what a real man looked like. I didn't read it. Just fed it to the shredder without a second thought. It's been over a year now. My business is thriving. I've bought a second home. I'm in a stable, loving relationship with Jasmine, a woman who doesn't see love as a transactional deal. Sometimes I reflect on the version of myself who stayed too long, who begged for scraps of affection. That man no longer exists. Celeste made a high-stakes bet, thinking she could manipulate a good man while chasing an illusion. She lost. I didn't just leave, I evolved, while she crumbled under the truth she couldn't outrun.